Right, well, if you're looking for a sleep tips video of the magical ways to get your baby to sleep through the night, then you have come to the wrong place.
Wrong two people.
Because my 18-month-old is now still waking up in the night. I'm doing all the things wrong that I shouldn't be doing. I'm letting her have a bottle to go back to sleep. I'm just doing anything I can.
We could write about
to get her back to sleep.
How not to do it.
Yeah.
How to do it wrong.
Exactly. But I think also what, from our discussions about it, that I don't think there is one rule. There's no one way to get one baby to sleep.
I think I could advise, having had the 3 boys, I could advise a new mum that has a healthy baby on how to head in the right direction.
There's routines that you can put in place. There's, obvious things that, you should stick to, like trying to darken the room and, give them a nice relaxing.
I think if you've got a healthy baby, and unfortunately my baby number 2 was not a healthy baby, and there were medical reasons why he started off on the worst
sleep
journey ever. I mean, we have been to hell and back with sleep, me and Diggs, but
and that was really heavy reflux, which a lot of people might.
And I really regret. I really regret being a bit braggy. I think first time round, Rocco is a brilliant sleeper. I did follow the book. I followed the routines, and I did Gina Ford it a little bit, and it really helped because the thing is, there is no guidelines or rule books. There's no parenting course. Well, there are parenting courses, but not everybody has to do a parenting course. You have this baby, and it's really good to have a sleep training book that helps you get things right. Like you said, darkening the room, bathing a baby so that there's a kind of psychology to it, that they know, this happens, and then this is going to happen, and they learn very quickly that after this, that happens.
And that's all great. And then your baby starts teething, or they get a cold, or you've done something disruptive like move house or something, and everything's changed, and there will always be another phase that you've got to get over with babies. So once one phase finishes, you're onto a new one, and then you've got to retrain, and it's even harder down the line when you've been had a baby that's been sleeping really well, and then suddenly
it's a really big shock.
You're like, oh my god, you can't even function, and that's when you start making mistakes. Like I said, I'm just doing anything I can to get Ivy back to sleep, and I'm just like, have a bottle. And all the books say,
and also every baby's different, because Rocco didn't have problems with teething. You wouldn't know that a tooth had popped through when it had. There was no dribbling, there was no pain, no temperatures.
Ping, ping, ping,
they would just pop out, and he was an easy baby. He'd go to anyone, he was happy, he'd settle anywhere. He was a brilliant sleeper from day one, and he still is a brilliant sleeper. Nothing really changed that.
Yeah.
But then I had another baby, and it was a totally different story. And I've had Ozzy since, and another story again. Different babies are different in the same way that adults sleep differently. Some adults wake early and jump into, Rocco's slow to wake up. Diggory wakes up and
some people are morning people, and the same with babies. If Ivy's so funny when she'll be up in the night, but then we can't get her awake in the morning, and she's like this little kind of, oh, leave me alone. It's quite funny. But sometimes it's just a case of like we're at the 18-month phase, and when I looked up one of those like Wonder Weeks type things, and it just said, oh, sorry, by the way, your baby's probably started waking up again, and it just says there's nothing you can do about it. And it's just one of those moment. What do they call them? Like a
I think the only thing that like we've learned through our journey, because I've had a sleep trainer. I got to the point where there was no amount of money that would have been too much. I needed someone to help me. I was on my own with a baby who was up 7 or 8 times a night, and it was with Diggory, it was medical, it was reflux, and he then formed really bad sleep associations. And I could have murdered the mums that were telling me about their wonderful sleeping babies. Really could have. And I think, and I got the sleep trainer in, and we've interviewed the same sleep trainer since, because she was amazing.
You can see those videos on our Hey Mummy page.
It's very easy to sleep train someone else's baby. I've been in and helped a friend of mine, and it was 10 times easier for me to settle her child.
You don't have the same
without that emotional attachment. I mean, I love her children. But there wasn't the same my heart wasn't being screwed round by this child screaming and reaching out to me. It was so different. But I struggle a lot with crying it out. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember with Tilda sort of I set the timer on my phone and I put her in, and she grizzled for a bit and she went to sleep, and I was just like, thank God for that, because I could not have stood there and listened to her screaming and crying. I know that's what some people do, it's neither of us.
There are nicer ways to do that, like similar
calmer
techniques. But the sleep trainer that I had, Twilight Nanny, she was amazing, because she said to me, it doesn't have to be painful for you and baby, and it's actually really important that the baby knows it doesn't feel it's been abandoned, because then you're obviously
setting them up for life.
If you just walk out of the room and stand outside it while it's crying and you're crying, that's mentally going to screw you up, and it's mentally going to screw that baby up. I don't think you need to leave a baby to scream until it's nearly
and you can argue that the only reason why they do stop crying eventually is that they've just given up. They just
exhausted.
They just think no one comes for them, so why cry?
That's heartbreaking. I think we're both anti that kind of really harsh crying it out.
And we have paid for it, with maybe doing the things wrong, like feeding them to sleep and holding them until they fall asleep, and but we got past it with Tilda. She's fine. She sleeps quite well most of the time.
After 6 years with Diggory, and again it was due to his reflux, I had mums telling me, I can remember going to swimming one day and just sitting in the car afterwards and bawling my eyes out, because I'd had mums discussing Diggory's sleep problem and saying,
and telling you what you need
to do. And me just thinking, I can't do that, because I know that he's in pain. And I slept in a nursing chair night after night after night with him upright on my chest, because upright was the only way that he was happy. And I tried every product out there,
all the wedges, all the blocks, everything you used.
And the best blocks that I did use were the sleep training books. It used to make me smile every night, because I used to sit there with this baby sleeping on my tummy, and I used to look down at his cot that was tilted up so high on every sleep training book that didn't work for me. And that was really, really tough. But now I look back, I've got such a special relationship with that kid. And who knows if it's just because I sat up every night looking after him when he was in pain. I don't regret a day of that. And yes, it's taken its toll on me. And yes, I'm probably going to have to pay a lot to have my under eye bags surgically removed at some point.
Fixed one day,
But I don't regret it, and I don't regret all the cuddles, and I don't regret going to them when they cry. And then now I'm out the other side of it. I've got 3 sleepers. I don't regret going to them.
No, never. Always being there for them.
It's probably every wrong thing to say, isn't it?
I don't know. This is the thing. I think it's just you do what's right for you and your family. And if you are really struggling, then try what the books say. Try a sleep trainer. Give them a go. But there's a good chance that then you'll get to a next phase and they might wake up again, and you'll be back to square one, and that's fine. But that's having
it does work. Sleep training does work as well. I mean, when the sleep nanny was with me, I was amazed, and this is when we were out the other side of the worst of Diggory's reflux. I was amazed how teaching them that mummy coming in to settle you isn't the way to get back to sleep. You need to learn to self-soothe, and it's really difficult. I've got one foot in the co-sleeping, spending every night with your baby. There's things I love about that. I've also got another foot in the 10 times better for mummy, 10 times better for baby if you get a good night's sleep and you're not waking each other up all the time. And, yes, there's been some awfully jealous moments when I've been getting no sleep, and another mummy has told me about her wonderful night's sleep and how getting her baby into a wonderful routine has fixed everything. It's really tough. I think possibly the only bit of advice I've got is don't be the mum that brags about it, because you could well be
shooting yourself in the foot. There is a sod's law element to parenting, in that the moment you say that something is perfect, you have just screwed it up, because it all just gets blown wide open.
And you can really hurt people as well, I think. By bragging about anything that you've got right. And I've learnt that by doing it. I really thought I had it sussed with Rocco's sleep, and then I learnt the hard way that
the next child's completely different.
Yeah. They are just different, and it is hard. We're probably going to get shot down for this video.
No, I think we were just being honest, and that, you know, we've tried loads of different things. We've got it wrong and we've got it right sometimes, and you know, we ended up with phases where it was really great, and then it was bad again, and you know, it's just the way it goes. And yeah, every baby's different. The one tip that I think is a good one that Joe told us was, don't keep trying and chopping and changing to do different things, because they need consistency. That's one thing that kids do really need, and we do try and do, is consistency.
It's just impossible when you're that tired that you're, you know, I've had days where I'm walking up and down the landing with the baby,
God,
you know, with tears falling down my face, just not knowing how to solve this problem. Very, very difficult to be rational and firm with yourself and firm with
we'll
the baby.
have it in the middle of the night, like Fred going, well, what do we do? And I'm like, I just don't know. What are you going to do? You know, and you end up having those moments.
And in the cold light of day, you know exactly what you should be doing. My sister-in-law asked me about baby sleep the other day and what she's getting wrong. And I can see exactly what is preventing her baby from sleeping all night. And you can give wonderful advice. And then you just think, I didn't do any of those things.
Did I do that at 3 o'clock in the morning?
I can see what's wrong, and I can look back and see what I did wrong as well. But it's so hard when you're on your knees, tired, especially if you're on your own.
Do whatever you can do to survive.
And there's even moments of anger as well, which is something to be honest about. And it's one of those difficult things to actually say. You know, there are the moments when you're really, really tired and you could lob that baby out the window. And I think it's important to mention that. Because you're not alone.
People do feel like that. Obviously, if you think you're going to act on it, then you need, you know, go to somebody and call for help.
I think the only thing I could say about that is put the baby down and go outside the room, take a deep breath, and go back into the situation.
Exactly, with a fresh head. Or as fresh a head as you can, if you're, you know,
if you've got a fuzzy head.
Which
is so tight.
Exactly.
It's hard though.
It is hard, and that's it. Parenting is hard. Being a mum is hard. Being a dad is hard.
And just support your friends.
Yeah.
If you know that your friend has got a little one that's not sleeping,
bring them cake.
Take their baby out in the pushchair, or just offer to help them out a tiny bit. It's exhausting being a new mum, and it's not easy.
It's a different level of tired to anything you've ever experienced before, really, isn't it? But let us know, you know, were you the same as us? Did you make all the mistakes, or did you try everything
every time?
And I'm really, you know, I know we're joking about you don't want to hear that from other mums, but I really hope that has happened for you, because that is a really nice thing. And
even though we're saying about the sleep training getting it right, you know, she said she finds it hard with her own kids as well. It's just not easy. It's easy to see what someone else might be getting wrong. It's just so hard with your own kids. Send you some love if you're at that stage now.
If you're sitting there feeling really teary,
tough.
maybe you're watching this at 4 o'clock in the morning because you're feeling really lonely. That's what we kind of make these videos for in Hey Mummy. We just want to be able to have a chat with you guys.
I can't tell you how many times I searched for sleep video answers. Babies with reflux, babies struggling to sleep. So
know that we've been there.
We have been there. And you do come out the other side of it eventually.
Yes. Yes. There are happier times ahead. We'll see you on the next video from Hey Mummy.